Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the IWN YouTube channel. I'm IWN and I am here live for your WWE and AEW Tuesday afternoon news. We have plenty of it to go over. So if you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And also hit the thumbs up on this stream. Let's get a lot of likes on the stream minimum for today's live stream. Also, you guys can follow me on Facebook. You can add me on Instagram and Snapchat. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. The links to all of my accounts are in the description below. I just want to say thank you guys for joining the live chat for your WWE and AEW Tuesday afternoon news. We're going to go ahead and begin with that. We are actually, if you guys look in the description, we are actually going to start with the news on LA Knight. So apparently, LA Knight he was criticized for being a mid-card guy in WWE. Why? You guys are about to find out right now. As soon as I pull this news article up here. As soon as I pull this news article here, give me a second. There it is. Okay, so LA Knight wasted no time in making an Impact. Nobody watches Impact. Nobody gives a shit about Impact. We all know that. So. LA Knight wasted no time in making an impact when he debuted during NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day on February 14th, 2021. He underwent a huge change after being called up to the main roster, as he was known as Max Supreme. Knight debuted as part of the Maximum Male Models agency, with Marseille and Messoir being the first two acquisitions of the agency. Eventually, Maxime Dupree joined the fold as well. However, he left the group and became LA Knight again, which was one of the best decisions in WWE history ever. Greatest decision ever, man. He also defeated Mansoor in a singles match on SmackDown and heel on the crowd. While speaking on Smack Talk, WWE former WWE manager Dutch Mantel talked about LA Knight reaching away from the Maximum Male Models. He criticized Knight for being a mid-card guy in the company. So this is what he had to say. He says this, and I quote, "I think he's like a mid-card guy. I don't see him going up into the main event. Not that big. But he's a hell of a talker. And he would be a hell of a manager. But they don't want him. I think he wants to actually work and wrestle. So let him do that. But he's much better in that LA Knight gimmick than he was at Max Dupree." End quote. So that's what Dutch Mantel had to say. As far as LA Knight being, LA Knight being a mid-card, in his opinion. He thinks that LA will be a mid-card guy. So we'll have to wait and see how LA Knight will be booked in the coming weeks. If anything, he will have the entire WWE universe looking at him. What is y'all's take on this big return? Sound off in the live chats. Sound off in the Restream live chats on the right screen, on the right side of your screen. Or you can sound off in the live chats below. I have two live chats, one on the Restream screen, as you can see on the right. You can comment either on the Restream live chat or you can comment on the YouTube live chat. Either way, it's going to show your name on both live chats. So Now, moving on to the next news. So there's some news on TAYA VALKYRIE. I mean, I don't think anybody even cares to hear this news about TAYA VALKYRIE. I don't either, but I'm going over it anyway. TAYA VALKYRIE was upset about never getting to work with Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Well, she's not that good in the ring. It's simple. In her days in NXT as Frankie Monet, she was absolutely terrible. I'm not even gonna lie. Her run was terrible. She was terrible in the ring. I mean, I don't blame Shawn Michaels or Triple H for not wanting to bring her back. TAYA VALKYRIE was a valuable asset to Triple H's version of NXT. VALKYRIE brought a lot of experience to an already stacked female roster on the Black Gold brand. Unfortunately, WWE let her go on November the 4th, 2021, and this shocked fans. Triple H became the head of WWE Creative after Vince McMahon retired a few months ago. Since then, he has been making several notable changes, and fans couldn't be happier. While speaking with Wrestling Inc., TAYA VALKYRIE talked about her time in WWE and made it clear that she regrets not being able to work with Triple H and Shawn Michaels. This is what she said. She says here, and I quote, "At first, it was just shocking, and I was upset, and I was mad, because I never felt, I still don't feel like I got an opportunity to shine." TAYA VALKYRIE then said, and there were a lot of opportunities, a whole lot of opportunities to shine. She said there were a lot of things that were completely out of my mind, and well, there was a lot of things completely out of my control. That's what she said. And then she said that obviously, such as the pandemic, it really sucks because I didn't get that chance to work one-on-one with Paul, Triple H, or Shawn Michaels on a regular basis. I just wish that I'd go, or that I've gotten that opportunity as well. So I defiantly now would be like, never say never. You never know. But everything, the universe always has a plan. End quote. So we will have to wait and see whether TAYA VALKYRIE will end up returning to WWE or not. Someone of her status would certainly benefit WWE in the long run. I don't know about that. That's what Ringside News thinks. That says Ringside News. That's what they're saying, not what I'm saying. I don't know about that. Like I said, her run on NXT was terrible. As Frankie Monet, she had one of the worst gimmicks in NXT. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I really did. Apparently, he turned down a WWE announcer gig. I mean, I don't need, WWE does not need DDP. First of all, he's retired. Secondly, why would you even think about offering DDP a job when he's retired? I don't know how he would do that. WWE Hall of Famer DDP truly loves professional wrestling, as he has been part of the industry for more than half his time on Earth. Since 2015, he has only competed in 3 matches. Ever since 2015. However, that does not mean he is not ready to step back into the ring again for one last bout somewhere down the line. At 66 years of age, at 66 years of age, DDP feels he still has something left in the tank. No, he doesn't. DDP, my advice to you is to stay retired. It's best. That's what's best for you right now. DDP parted ways with WWE in 2022, but he was offered a big role prior to his exit. Nobody needs DDP in WWE. See, this is what I mean by WWE trying to bring back these Hall of Famers. You got young talents like Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, Candice LeRae, Solo Sikoa, Madcap Moss, Ricochet. You still got Xia Li. You still got Shayna Baszler. You still have Nikki Cross. Why do you need somebody like DDP as a announcer gig? Why? DDP want to say that he has something left in the tank, and clearly he knows he doesn't. This is a dumb news article. I just want to throw that out there. But he was offered a big role prior to his exit. Speaking on Busted Open Radio, DDP revealed that WWE offered him a job working as an announcer with Kevin Dunn as part of Monday Night Raw. Oh no. The combination of DDP and Kevin Dunn would be the absolute worst. No. Creatively, no. Says here, and I quote, when I left in 2002, this is what he says. I was so burnt out. Kevin Dunn asked me to go and do a test to be an announcer. They wanted me to do a spot, so I did it. I went up there to WWE headquarters in Stamford, CT. I'm guessing it stands for Stamford, Connecticut. CT, that's what CT stands for to me. And I did it. He goes on to say, Kevin called me back. He goes, I love it. We're going to start you, not with SmackDown. We're going to start you with the satellite for the first month or two. You get your feet wet, you'll be on SmackDown in no time. You're going to be on Raw. End quote. So, DDP turned down the offer that Kevin Dunn told him to think about it, noting that he thought DDP could be the next Jesse Ventura. Regardless, DDP is happy doing what he wants right now, and that's all that matters. Yeah, keep it like that. Would DDP make a good commentator in WWE? My answer is no. Would DDP make a good commentator in WWE in y'all's mind? Let me know. Moving on to some news on Bron Breakker. I got some answers as to why Bron Breakker, why NXT didn't give Bron Breakker the Steiner name. I got some news on why WWE NXT didn't give Bron Breakker the Steiner name. It says here that Bron Breakker has been on a roll after his debut in NXT 2.0 back in September last year. I just want to ask, why am I not seeing any likes on the stream? So this is what I mean. This is what pisses me off. Let's get some likes on the stream, please. I would really appreciate it. I don't know what's going on with that. People have been lacking on giving my streams likes and stuff. I don't know what's going on with that. But anyways, he has been booked very well as the NXT champion as well. Obviously, he has been booked very well as the NXT champion. He's just getting started. Many fans found it odd that Bron Breakker did not have his last name as Steiner, despite being Rick Steiner's son and Scott Steiner's nephew. Before that, I just want to let you guys know that the current NXT champion has defeated everyone in his path and continues to be one of the biggest stars in NXT. Not only that, but he is also dating Cora Jade, which fans approve of already. So, many fans found out that Bron Breakker did not have his last name as Steiner. Shawn Michaels explained why Breakker doesn't have the Steiner name. It says here, and I quote, "I think Braun is going to be incredibly successful no matter what you want to call him. He's very bright, talented, unbelievable, wonderful young man. I'll say this. I think now he's established Bron Breakker pretty darn well. Let's put it this way. What we wanted to make sure that he did it in NXT is not run from it or pretend like it wasn't there. And I think that's what has helped him. I think made that transition into a new name and a new character a bit easier." And then he goes on to say, "We didn't pretend like it wasn't there. And a Steiner, by bringing his father out and making references to who he was and where he came from, I think that's made it a little bit easier," end quote. That's what Shawn Michaels said. Breakker successfully defended his NXT Championship at Halloween Havoc. We'll have to wait to see what's next in store for this young star. Should Bron Breakker have the Steiner name in WWE NXT? Absolutely. If his father had the name in WWE, then he should too. Just saying. So I can say to that. Moving on to the next news on Elimination Chambers. I got some news on the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Listen up, guys. This is very serious. This is very important. WWE Elimination Chamber date and located. WWE Elimination date and location has finally been confirmed. I was trying to get it right. So WWE is always looking ahead of their next biggest premium live events, especially when it comes to next year. When Triple H is in charge of WWE Creative, a lot of things have changed. According to by Sports Illustrated, it was officially confirmed that the Elimination Chamber Premium Live event will be held on February the 18th, 2023, from the Bell Century in Montreal. This will be the first Premium Live event in Montreal since Breaking Point 2009, and the first special in Canada since SummerSlam 2019. As expected, it will be headlined by the Elimination Chamber match featuring men and women. The last WWE Elimination Chamber event took place on February the 19th, 2022 in Saudi Arabia. So I'm going to give you guys the updated schedule for all of the pay-per-views so far that haven't been produced or written yet. So, Crown Jewel is Saturday, November the 5th from Morsel Park in Saudi Arabia. Saturday, November the 26th, it's the Survivor Series pay-per-view. It's going to take place at TD Garden in Boston. Saturday, January the 8th, it's the WWE 2023 Royal Rumble, which will take place in San Antonio, Texas. Isn't that Shawn Michaels' hometown? Sounds like it. Now, Saturday, February the 18th, Elimination Chamber will be taking place in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, at the Bell Century for the first time. So, everybody in Canada will be getting their first premium live event, which will be Extreme Rules, which that'll be great, hopefully. Saturday, April the 1st, and Sunday, April the 2nd, we have WrestleMania 39 at the Sophie Stadium in Los Angeles, California, I'm guessing. I'm just going to say Los Angeles, CA. Ringside News, my source exclusively reported that WWE's first Saudi Arabian date was pushed up to May from February. They were told that this was a decision from the Saudis. So, what is y'all's take on WWE's upcoming schedule? Sound off in the live chats, please. I really appreciate it. I would like to know y'all's thoughts on that. Now, moving on to the next WWE Tuesday afternoon news here. This is a big one. I got a lot to say about it. I got a little bit of things to say about this one. Now, this is one of my topics of discussion here. So Kofi Kingston apparently expects more surprises from Triple H. Triple H is undoubtedly a veteran in the pro wrestling world and is one of the most important figures in the company's history. Being one of the mainstays of the Attitude Era, his career spanned several world title reigns and memorable moments throughout the years. That is 100% true. The game was made the head of WWE Creative after Vince McMahon's retirement. Since then, he has indeed made numerous changes to the product, and fans couldn't be happier. While speaking with NBC Sports Boston, Kofi Kingston was asked about which wrestlers he would like to see return to WWE. Kingston made it clear that he believes more surprises will return. More surprise returns will happen. This is what he says. This is what Kofi Kingston said, and I quote, "I would have said Bray Wyatt. I would have said if Bray Wyatt, if he didn't debut last week. But I don't know, man. Off the top of my head, there are just so many people, even people that haven't been here in WWE. I would love to see in WWE. There is so much talent. I've said it before. But this is a real special time in wrestling, which he is absolutely telling the truth on. Kofi Kingston, that right there should be enough to tell you that Kofi Kingston is speaking absolute facts. He goes on to say, there's just so much talent out there. That is 100% true as well. Especially with Triple H at the helm right now. And then he continues to say in this last paragraph that we are going to have a lot more surprises. And we are going to have a lot more moments of people coming back. We are really tickling the people's fantasy and giving them what they want. And that is a great thing to be a part of, end quote. Triple H also mentioned or also missed Monday Night Raw this week after contracting COVID-19. Regardless, he will continue to make huge changes in WWE, and that is unlikely to change anytime soon. What is y'all's take on the story? Now, I have two questions, which are both in the description that I'm going to say. My first question is, will Triple H have surprises going into the end of 2022? My answer is yes. Will Triple H have surprises going into the beginning of 2023? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we're not going to see the return of Sasha Banks and Naomi until before SummerSlam. That was my prediction as to when Naomi and Sasha Banks is going to return. They're going to return before SummerSlam. Or not SummerSlam, but Survivor Series. Survivor Series. I said that a few days ago. Sasha Banks and Naomi are going to return before Survivor Series. That is my prediction on when they're returning. No. What is y'all's prediction on when you think Sasha Banks and Naomi is going to return? Let me know in the live chats, please. I really appreciate it. I think we could see Triple H bringing back AOP. I could see him bringing AOP back because AOP were used like a bunch of losers and jobbers when Vince and Bruce was in charge. I could see him bringing them back. I can see Triple H bringing somebody like Mia Yim back. But Mia Yim is probably going to AEW just because her husband is there. And if Mia Yim signs with AEW, I wouldn't be shocked. Now, as far as Chelsea Greens goes, I think Chelsea Green is staying with Impact. I don't think she's going back. Deonna Purrazzo's not going back either. Especially if they are the Impact Women's Tag Team Champions right now. I mean, nobody gives a shit about Impact. Nobody watches Impact. I know I don't. Impact sucks. Impact sucks without Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, Hulk Hogan, Sting, Samoa Joe, and Booker T. Booker T's a good wrestler, but his opinions or takes are awful. Absolutely awful, man. And his commentary, and if that wasn't enough, his freaking commentary on NXT was the worst I've ever heard. It's the worst I've ever seen. Now, It remains to be seen who Triple H will bring back going into the end of 2022 and going into the beginning of 2023. Another person that he will be bringing back definitely is Bronson Reed. That's another person I can see him bringing back. I can see him bringing back Kushida as well. Remember, Triple H reportedly talked about the fact that he needed a Japanese megastar, and I think Kushida would be the Japanese megastar that Triple H needs. Konosuke. Triple H reportedly wanted to sign Konosuke, but Konosuke said he reportedly wants to stay with AEW. He doesn't want to go to WWE. I can see Triple H bringing back Kushida. Kushida is a Japanese megastar. Kushida is a Japanese megastar that Triple H desperately needs. So I can see him bringing back Kushida. I can see him bringing back Boa. Boa is a Chinese talent, but he's not Japanese. I can see him bringing back Kushida, Bronson Reed, and who else? I can see him bringing back Kushida, Bronson Reed, Arnie Larkin, and Danny Burch. I can see him bringing them back. I could definitely see him. They were one of the best tag teams in WWE, Arnie Larkin and Danny Burch. I could definitely see Triple H bringing them back. No question about it. And let's see, who else? Who else did he release? Bobby Fish. I can see Triple H bringing back Bobby Fish. Even though he's on Impact. I mean, I'm not even going to say it. I'm just not even going to bother saying it. Triple H bringing back Bobby Fish is a possibility. Triple H bringing back Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly is a huge possibility as well. With Adam Cole not being used on TV, not being brought back from injury, it's safe to say that Tony Khan has completely buried Adam Cole. There's no way Adam Cole's coming back on AEW television. I think Tony Khan hates the fact that Adam Cole is being used on TV, and I just don't think he dislikes Adam Cole. I just don't think AEW has any plans for Adam Cole right now. I mean, he's out with an injury. I mean, AEW could easily use Adam Cole on TV and easily put him in the storyline. Now, they can't even do that Elite and Undisputed Era storyline now because Bobby Fish will seemingly let go. Kyle O'Reilly out with an injury, What if I tell you that Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole teases signing back with WWE again? Boy, if Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly leaves AEW and comes back to WWE, that is going to be great. That would be great. We could see a lot more dream matches from Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, man. Matches that we haven't even seen yet. Now, I could see Triple H bring it back on the Undisputed Era. I can't. Really. AOP is another team I can see him bringing back. I don't know. The Bollywood Boys? Oh, no. No. He doesn't need to sign the Bollywood Boys. And I heard reports that the Great Khali may show up in Saudi Arabia. I hope to God not. Khali may show up during Braun Strowman and Omos's match. I hope to God we did not get Braun Strowman versus Omos versus the Great Khali. That would be absolutely a complete disaster from the word go. Please, God, no. Please don't bring the Great Khali back. Please, no. We don't need that. We don't need him back. No. Please, no. But the possibilities in WWE are endless now that Triple H is head of creative talent relations, now that he's in charge and the head of WWE. Now, moving on to the next news here. There's some news on CM Punk. So apparently WWE was warned against bringing CM Punk back. CM Punk competed in a wrestling match since capturing the AEW World Championship at now. However, he has continued to dominate the talk in the sport ever since. He and the Elite got into a close location, and that includes effects. That incident's effects are still being felt. Put it that way. That's what I was trying to say. From that moment on, AEW television has not really featured Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Ace Steel, who took part in the altercation, was recently fired from the company. There are now rumors circulating that CM Punk may not be coming back because he may be in contract buyout negotiations with Tony Khan. I would not be surprised if this is true. I wouldn't be surprised if it was true right now. This has given rise to a lot of rumors regarding Punk's future, including whether or not we'll see him in AEW again, whether or not he returned to WWE, whether or not WWE would even be interested in making that happen. If the opportunity ever presented itself, whether or not Punk was even wants to continue wrestling, Jimmy Corderas, I don't know who that is. I guess it's a former WWE official, stated during his most recent riffing rant on Twitter that he didn't think it would be a smart idea for WWE to pursue. So this is what Jimmy Corderas says, and I quote, WWE right now, under the guidance of Triple H, aka Paul Levesque, is doing well. They're hitting the right notes right now. They're elevating their product. They're in a grove. Do you need someone who has the reputation of Punk backstage to disrupt what seems to be a good locker room environment right now? It would be controversial. Very, very controversial. And then he goes on to say it would draw some attention. But at the same time, do you want to take a chance of stirring the pot a little too much? End quote. Now, the Cardarius noted that he doesn't know if it's a good idea for WWE to bring back Punk. He said that they are hitting the right notes, so Punk's return could complicate things. Well, if Punk's return is going to complicate things, don't even fucking bother bringing him back. That's all I'm saying. He doesn't even deserve to be brought back to AEW after that backstage media scrum. In my honest opinion, fuck what these geeks online got to say, man. Seriously. He doesn't deserve to ever step foot in a ring again after that media scrum, bro, backstage. Punk took a 7-year hiatus from the wrestling business after leaving WWE in 2014. While a WWE comeback has never seemed possible, he did briefly work on the backstage show after signing a deal with Fox before returning to the ring for AEW. Let's see what's in store for Punk in the future. What's in store for Punk in the future is him retiring and not wrestling ever again. Now, there's some news on Randy Orton. Apparently, Randy Orton was actually accused. He was apparently accused of forcing former Diva Search contestant out of WWE. Why? Well, I have the answer for you guys right here, man. Even though I don't have this listed in my description, which I should have. Randy Orton boasts a super successful WWE career, and he's been with the company for 20 years now. He is widely regarded as one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. Val Venus recently accused him of making Rachel, I don't know who the hell that is. Rochelle, or whatever she is, Rochelle Lewin, leave WWE. I don't even know who that is. In a clip shared to the Wrestling Shoot Interview YouTube channel, WWE Attitude Era legend Val Venus accused Randy Orton of forcing the former Diva Search contestant to quit. Although he did deny the accusation that Orton had defecated in Lewin's bag. He also discussed another outrageous incident involving Orton, which happened at a steakhouse. So this is what Val Venis said, and I quote. This is what Val Venis said. He said, "I know Randy had some issue with one of the girls from the Diva search that when we went to Hawaii, Japan, Alaska, then Alaska, back to LA, and in Alaska, that girl quit because of Randy Orton." And then he goes on to say in the last paragraph that we were all sitting around a steak, and they brought out steak to make it look like the plate that they put in front of him was exactly what he ordered. But he picks up the steak with his two fingers and he goes, "What the hell is this?" to the waitress and tosses the piece of steak at her. End quote. Lewin was part of the WWE locker room back in 2003. She has appeared on both Raw as well as SmackDown during her debut in the company. She escorted Lance Storm and Val Venis to the ring. She was sporadically featured in backstage events as well. Fortunately, her WWE career was cut short. What do you guys make of these accusations against Randy Orton? I just want to say, number one, why would you actually accuse somebody of doing this? And number two, I don't fucking believe this whatsoever. Randy Orton has a girlfriend right now. He's married right now. Why would he do something like that? Why would people think, why would wrestlers, former WWE wrestlers like that, think he would do something like that? I don't understand that. Is there an answer, as explanation as to why Val Venis would think that? I mean, I'm just questioning this, man. I mean, I don't get it. I really don't. I really don't, man. Anyways, moving on to some more important news. There's some news on Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt was listed as the #1 babyface on WWE SmackDown. Okay, so my thing is, if Bray Wyatt's listed as #1 babyface down, then who is he going to feud with? Well, it could very well be Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross is a heel. Karrion Kross needs another feud on SmackDown. He really does. No joke. It says here that Bray Wyatt is most certainly one of the most creative wrestlers in all WWE. That is absolutely true. He has one of the greatest creative minds in all sports entertainment. Many fans agree with this notion. He was never used properly until the very end. The Fiend was arguably his most creative character and truly showed just how imaginative Bray Wyatt would be. Unfortunately, his gimmick was never built well in WWE until his release last year. Bray Wyatt as the Fiend had one of the worst matches on the Super Showdown show against Goldberg. Goldberg did bad. Goldberg could barely even pick up Bray Wyatt. That was one of the worst jackhammers for Goldberg I've ever seen towards Bray Wyatt, the Fiend. He could legitimately barely even pick up the Fiend. And then you wonder why your ratings and your viewership is dropping, because you got guys like Goldberg, you got Hall of Famers like Goldberg and Ronda Rousey on television, when clearly you don't even need them. WWE doesn't need Ronda Rousey. WWE doesn't need Brock Lesnar. WWE doesn't need Lacey Evans. WWE certainly doesn't need Goldberg. They don't need Goldberg. Hell, they don't even need Edge. They don't even need Edge, man. It's great to see Edge wrestling in the ring, but they don't even need Edge at this point. I can honestly go ahead and say that. They don't. Bray Wyatt made his return during the Extreme Rules Premium Live event and completely shocked everyone in attendance. Since then, he has been regularly featured on the Blue brand. That's where he's going to be from now on going forward. According to a report by PW Insider. This is what PW Insider said. The report by PW Insider confirms that Bray Wyatt is currently internally listed as the #1 babyface on SmackDown, while Drew McIntyre is in second position. It says here, and I quote from PW Insider, that WWE has initially slotted Bray Wyatt as the top babyface for the SmackDown brand. PWInsider.com has confirmed Drew McIntyre is currently slotted as the second on the list. This sounds like something Ringside News said. WWE has been absolutely thrilled with the rollout of the Wyatt return, as he's been the company's top merchandise seller in recent weeks. There are plans to roll out additional Wyatt merchandise, including plush versions of the Firefly Funhouse characters. End quote. Ringside News exclusively reported that Bray Wyatt does get input, but he also has a team of pros working to craft his angles. So I guess we'll have to see how Wyatt will be booked in the coming weeks. What is y'all's take on WWE's plans for Bray Wyatt? Seems like the plans for Bray Wyatt's going well so far. I don't see a problem with it. I don't have a problem with Bray Wyatt being a babyface, neither do I have a problem with him being a heel, because he can nail both. He is good with both his babyface and heel character gimmicks, either way. So, doesn't matter to me. As long as Bray Wyatt is booked, used correctly on TV. As long as he's booked right on TV as well, most importantly. So, going on to this next news on Jason Jordan. I'm shocked to find out that there's some news on Jason Jordan. It's not really that serious, though, but apparently he was pulled triple duty during SmackDown last week. And I got the answers as to why he was actually pulled triple duty from SmackDown last week. So it says here that Jason Jordan's WWE career might be one of the saddest tales in wrestling. The business was pushing him as a potential star, but a neck injury ended it all in the midst of his WrestleMania storyline with his father, Kurt Angle. It's not his real father. It was his father in the storyline. Jason Jordan is now a producer for the company, and he recently pulled triple duty during SmackDown. The New Day, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods took on Maximum Male Models in a dark tag team match. According to Fightful's paywall, Jason Jordan pulled triple duty. He produced all the dark matches, like the New Day over Maximum Male Models, Matt Riddle over The Miz, and SmackDown's champion Ronda Rousey's victory over Natalya. So Ronda Rousey squared off against Natalya in a dark match after WWE SmackDown. The SmackDown champion made the Queen of Hearts tap out with an ankle lock. Matt Riddle and The Miz squared off against each other in a dark match as well. Was scheduled against Kurt Angle, his storyline dad, at WrestleMania 34. 2 months before the incident, Jordan hurt his neck with a backstage segment in which Angle sent him home. He was written off of TV. Let's see what's in store for Jason Jordan next in the future. What do you think of this story? And you know what's strange? It's strange that they didn't give out any news on when Jason Jordan will be recovering from his neck injury and when he'll be able to make a return to a WWE ring. That is strange that we haven't got news on that lately on Jason Jordan. When is Jason Jordan going to be able to wrestle again? I would love to see him in a tag team with Gable Stevenson or Damian Campbell. Given that Jason Jordan has an amateur background, I would love to see him reunited with Chad Gable. That was Alpha Academy is one of the best tag teams in WWE history, man. Jason Jordan and Chad Gable together, dude. Oh my goodness. That would be a good tag team right there for the Raw Tag Team division. And Jason would be a good addition to Raw. His return to the ring would be a good addition. And reuniting with Chad Gable would be a good addition, also a good addition. Now, moving on to the next news here. Okay, so there is some WWE Tuesday afternoon news on future storylines. So apparently WWE is interested in future storylines similar to Bray Wyatt's White Rabbit. So the White Rabbit teaser led to Bray Wyatt's return at the WWE Extreme Rules Premium Live event. WWE received readily positive feedback for the entire build-up. Now the company is looking forward to adding similar content to storylines in the future. PW Insider reports that WWE is interested in doing more interactive material similar to White Rabbit teasers in the future. Oh, really? Interesting. The outlet noted that the idea of doing such content was pitched several times in the past, but it was never approved. With Triple H assuming control over WWE creative, things have drastically changed. Just like things at my job have drastically changed, which some of the changes I don't like, some of the changes I do. It says here, and I quote, "The company is especially happy with the buzz from all the interactive White Rabbit material leading to Bray Wyatt's return, and will be looking to do similar content in future storylines, even for others beyond Bray Wyatt if and when the time is right and it fits a storyline." There were a number of people who pushed for such content in the past, just like I'm pushing to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours for monetization. That was pushed for such content in the past, but it was never authorized under the old regimen. Now, what the ultimate pull effect vision for creative, that has changed, end quote. So, the outlet also noted that the sound of Bray Wyatt speaking on the phone, number 855-211-1133, which was included in the Friday QR code, sounded like a classic song. It sounds like David Bowie's classic, "The Man Who Sold the World." The song is notoriously remembered for being performed by Nirvana at their last televised concert before Kurt Cobain's death. So it says here, and I quote, "For those who have called the phone number that was attached to the link in the QR code on Friday, that number 855-211-1133 features a whispering Bray Wyatt talking about not losing control. The verbiage seemed very familiar to me when I heard it, and I could be off on this, but it appears they are playing off of lyrics from the old David Bowie classic, 'The Man Who Sold the World,' which later burst out as a massive hit for Nirvana when they played it at their latest televised concert before Kurt Cobain's death on MTV Unplugged in November 1993. Unquote. Triple H was recently credited for being responsible for increased morale in WWE after taking control. We'll have to wait and see what other interactive content the company puts out in the future. All right, this next news we have is on Kathy Kelly. Yeah, to those of you that know Kathy Kelly, Kathy Kelly's return to WWE came as part of the greater announce team shift. Jimmy Smith was taken off the air and he departed from the company. Needless to say, this is a big change for the WWE Universe. This big pickup of Kelly was almost Tony Khan's. Almost. Now, according to SHAWN, what sat behind Fightful's paywall, AEW had talks with Kathy Kelly prior to her singing with WWE. Or prior to her signing, I said singing. Huh. Can you imagine Kathy Kelly singing, though? Can you imagine if Kathy Kelly was a singer? I don't know. I just asked. It was just a question. But AEW had talks with Kathy Kelly prior to her signing with WWE once again. These talks included speaking directly to Tony Khan about possibly working something out. Possibly working something out. Sounds interesting to me. It says here, and I quote, this is what Sean Ross Sapp said. He said, and I quote, Kathy Kelly returned to WWE with the company, announcing she's rejoining as an interviewer. Sources indicated earlier this year that Kathy had conversations with All Elite Wrestling. We're told that included speaking to Tony Khan directly at some point about the possibility of working there, and the things actually looked promising. However, that didn't end up happening. We haven't learned why that was the case or what side ended up keeping it from going down or how far talks actually got. End quote. It was also reported that Kelly and AEW remained on solid terms before she headed back to WWE. Stephanie McMahon and Kathy Kelly were close. Steph even joked about bringing Kelly back the day after she left the company. With Stephanie McMahon as the new CEO of the company, as the new co-CEO of the company, that certainly helped grease the wheel to Kathy Kelly's return. What's y'all's take on Kathy Kelly's WWE return? Let me know. I would really appreciate it. Okay. Moving on to some even more WWE Tuesday afternoon news. So apparently, NXT stars work main event tapings this week. And plus Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's return was officially announced for Monday Night Raw. I got some news on that too. We are going to start with the news on WWE NXT stars showing up during the main event tapings. So give me time to find that, and I'm gonna go over it with you guys. All right, so apparently, WWE taped several matches for their weekly main event television program before Raw this week. The company brought 2 stars from NXT to work main event tapings with. NXT's Von Wagner and Kiana James wrestled during WWE main event tapings before Raw in Charlotte, North Carolina, which was one of the worst Monday Night Raws in the HL. Von Wagner defeated Cedric Alexander and Dana Brooke defeated Kiana James. Von Wagner wrestled during a previous main event taping as well. The big man lost to R-Truth and Truth pulled the Eddie Guerrero steel chair bit. Shit like that is why people don't watch main event. Main event is boring. Boring as hell. Nobody watches it. What's y'all's take on the story? Let me know. So apparently, there's news about Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's return has officially been announced for next week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Brock Lesnar has been WWE's big attraction for a long time. The best. The Beast. And he is the best. But the Beast is currently involved in a heated feud with Bobby Lashley. It will be on Monday Night Raw next week. Hopefully, after this feud with Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar will not be used again. Because I feel like at this point, now that they got all this young talent that WWE released, I feel like now they don't need Brock Lesnar or Ronda Rousey now. WWE announced that Brock Lesnar will return to Raw at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Texas. So that's where Raw is going to be taking place. Next week's episode Raw, anyway. Brock Lesnar has unfinished business with Bobby Lashley, especially after that beatdown last week on Monday Night Raw. Don't worry, Andy. I see you in the chat. I know you're speaking. Hello. I hope you're having a good Tuesday afternoon. Well, anyways, WWE. Like I said, WWE did announce that Brock Lesnar will return to Raw at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. Brock Lesnar has unfinished business with Bobby Lashley, especially after the beatdown last week on Raw. For those who didn't watch Raw last week, Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley kicked off the episode with a huge brawl. The Almighty got the upper hand and destroyed Lesnar with a spear through the barricade and then a choke slam through the announce table. Their second singles match will take place at the Crown Jewel Premium Live event in Saudi Arabia, which happens to be next Saturday. Now, that's the only thing that's slated for next week's Monday Night Raw. So, are you guys excited for Brock Lesnar's return? I can't say whether I am or not, but I got some news on Austin Theory. This is something we need. I got a lot to say about this. I got a whole lot to say about this. And then we're going to go over the news on Sasha Banks and WWE heading back to the United Kingdom in April next year. And then that's going to be the end of your WWE Tuesday afternoon news. And we're going to go over your AEW afternoon news, which we don't have much. The only AEW Tuesday afternoon news I got is on Wardlow, CM Punk, and Tony Khan. But anyways, back to the WWE Tuesday afternoon news. Apparently, Austin Theory finally ends insane losing streak during WWE Raw this week. So Vince McMahon booked Austin Theory to win men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Many fans believe the push stopped after Triple H took over and put the young star in a losing predicament. The losing streak finally ended during Raw last night. Austin Theory squared off against Mustafa Ali in a singles action during Raw. Seth Rollins was on the announcer's desk, pulling off commentary for the match. Theory did an unthinkable when he defeated Ali with his finisher, getting his first win in months. For those not in the know, Theory was a 50-match losing streak. He was in a 50-match losing streak before his victory during Raw. Mr. A-Train's last televised win came against Dolph Ziggler during the August 21st, 2022 episode of Raw. The losing streak began on September the 5th when Austin Theory lost a singles match to Kevin Owens. Theory lost matches to stars such as Bobby Lashley and Johnny Gargano as well. It seems WWE is finally listening to fan criticism of Theory's lackluster booking. His booking has been absolutely terrible. They have been doing an absolutely terrible Austin Theory ever since his debut. Austin Theory should have been on a winning streak before he won that Money in the Bank briefcase. No, never mind that. Austin Theory should have been on a winning streak ever since his main roster debut. But that didn't happen now, did it? No. Ever since his main roster debut, he has been on losing streaks. Why? Because of Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard. That's why. That's exactly why Austin Theory's been on a losing streak since his main roster debut, because of Vince McMahon and Bruce Prichard and their terrible, terrible, terrible creative writing and booking. And their creative ideas. Absolutely terrible. WWE did a terrible job with Austin Theory on the main roster. You mean tell me now he's getting his first win, ending his first losing streak, ending his 50th losing streak? What the fuck is this, man? Seriously. He should have already been on a winning streak ever since his main roster debut on Monday Night Raw. There is no sense in him having a 50 losing streak. That is terrible on Austin Theory's record right there. That is a terrible record to have. 50 losing streak. God, I feel bad for Austin Theory, man, with how he's been used in book, because his run on the main roster has been absolutely complete horrendous. We'll have to wait to see what's next in store for Mr. Money in the Bank. What's going to be next in store is him getting wasted again. Exactly what's going to happen. What do you think he's got a 50 winning, losing, or what? He's got a 50th losing streak. Vince McMahon didn't give a shit about Austin Theory and that Money in the Bank briefcase. They only give a shit about what they want on the shows. They only give a shit about their stupid political agendas, man. That's the only thing Vince and Bruce gave a shit about. They didn't give a shit about that, in female young talent that Triple H build and Triple H gave storylines to, and they didn't care. When Vince and Bruce was in charge, you gotta remember they ruined Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. They ruined all the WWE pay-per-views, booking some of the worst matches on every card. Their creative was terrible. Their writing and producing was terrible. Most importantly, their booking was terrible. It was terrible when Vince McMahon and Bruce ran WWE. And I hope Triple H is not going the Vince McMahon route. I hope to God not. I hope to God not. Because we had got one of the worst Monday Night Raws in the H era. And when JD, I watched JD's Monday Night Raw review and I read the results last night. When JD said that we got one of the worst Monday Night Raws in the Triple H era, that right there was enough to tell me that I should not go live for my Monday Night Raw review. And darn, I didn't. I didn't even bother. I didn't even bother going live for my Monday Night Raw review. When I read the results, I was shocked and I was not happy. But, there were three best things. There were three good things on Monday Night Raw this week. Number one, the Judgment Day. JD is right. The Judgment Day are the best things on Monday Night Raw. I absolutely agree. They are. I'm loving what Judgment Day is doing, and I too am loving what Rhea Ripley is doing on Monday Night Raw. So Judgment Day, number two, Carl Anderson versus Finn Balor, number three, Bianca Belair versus Bayley. Even though we've seen it twice already, it was a good match still. That match between Austin Theory and Mustafa Ali was absolutely terrible. Everything else on the show was terrible. Mustafa Ali was basically used like a fucking complete jobber and a complete loser. Ali buried again. Wasted and buried again. Because WWE has no plans for him. That's the simplest answer I can give you right there. Buried because WWE has no plans for Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali might as well Christopher's release, man. They're not going to do shit with Mustafa Ali. They're really not. Even when Triple H in charge, they're not going to do nothing. They're not going to do anything with him. I'm not even going to bother going live for my NXT review this week. NXT's going to suck tonight. They only got 2 NXT tag team matches booked for that show. As if anybody's going to be watching. Yeah, give me a break. Give me a fucking break, man. That's like watching a terrible episode of Impact. I mean, really. Really, man, legitimately. Oh my goodness, man. Ridiculous. So, There's the news on Sasha Banks. We're going to move on here because it's 4:01 p.m. and I have to be at work before 5:30 p.m. and I want to be there early as at least 4:30 p.m. or 4:20. Now, moving on to the next news. There is some news on Sasha Banks. So apparently she reveals huge goal for next year, despite her WWE absence. Sasha Banks and Naomi have been the subject of a lot of discussions for months now. This is due to them walking out in the middle of Raw back in May. You know, when Johnny Laurinaitis was talent relations. He was head of talent relations. They dropped the WWE Women's Tag Team titles in Johnny Laurinaitis' office. She also has a huge goal for 2023. Banks and Naomi seemingly confirmed their WWE action after changing their social media accounts. Fans were under the belief both of them were really done with the company. Some even believed they were going to AEW and got excited about it. Despite their absence, Sasha Banks, despite her absence, has always made sure fans knew what she was up to outside the ring. She recently took to her Instagram story and revealed that she wants to own a jet next year. Interesting. It says here, and I quote, "Next year, I want to own a jet." And I quote, end quote. Banks was also recently training at Lucha Libre Barcelona. And guys, if you missed, speaking of that, if you guys missed my NXT Halloween Havoc review, go check it out. I gave out the news on that last week. So we'll have to see whether Banks will finally return to WWE in the future or not. My prediction as to when Sasha Banks and Naomi returns: Survivor Series. They will return before Survivor Series. That is my prediction. I said it earlier in the stream, and I'm saying it again. I don't care what the geeks online think about my opinion and takes. I ignore people like that. Negative geeks, that's people I ignore in the community. And I'm glad that Twitter has my account suspended. I don't ever want a Twitter account again. Fuck the negative WWE and AEW geeks in the community, man. For their negative takes and opinions about my channel and my videos and stuff and the quality. So moving on to the last WWE Tuesday afternoon news. So apparently WWE is heading back to the United Kingdom in April next year. It says here the WWE is returning to the United Kingdom. WWE has scheduled a 4-city UK tour that will begin on April the 26th. I'm getting ready to say it. April 26, 2023, and conclude on April the 29th, 2023. The tour is for simply promoting Monday Night Raw brand talent. Interesting. WWE Live flew to Birmingham. Will return to Birmingham, UK on Wednesday, April 26th. Manchester, UK on Thursday, April 27th. Belfast, Northern Ireland on Friday, April the 28th. In Paris, France on Saturday, April the 29th, 2023. Tickets for WWE Live are available at the following links. It says here, and I quote, WWE Live, Birmingham, UK, Utilita Arena, Wednesday, April the 6th, 2023. Pre-sale available this Wednesday, October 26th at 9 a.m. General sale available this Friday, October 28th at 9 a.m. BST. I don't know what that stands for. I really don't. And then it says here the WWE Live, Manchester, UK, AO Arena, Thursday, April 27th, 2023. This is pre-sale available this Wednesday, October 26th at 9 a.m. General sale available this Friday, October 28th at 9 a.m. WWE Live, Belfast, Northern Ireland. Do I got it right, guys? Northern Ireland. SSE Arena, Friday, April 28th, 2023. Pre-sale available this Wednesday, October 26th at 9 a.m. So, and then pre-sale available this Thursday, October 27th at 10 a.m. Central, Eastern, Southern time, I guess. I don't know. That quote, that's what it said. So apparently fans attending WWE Live will see their favorite WWE superstars in action, including Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, Bianca Belair, Matt Riddle, Bayley, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and many more. Tickets for WWE Live are available via pre-sale from October 26th and general sale from October the 28th. WWE announced the European tour for 2023 on their Twitter feed, and it quickly generated tons of reactions from fans. The graphic advertising the shows features Bayley, Seth Rollins, Bianca Belair, Matt Riddle, Finn Balor, and Kevin Owens. But this is not always indicative. It's not always indicative of who will end up appearing. Meanwhile, WWE is preparing for a live show at the OVO Hydro this weekend, October the 30th in Glasgow, Scotland, Drew McIntyre's hometown. And that is all of your WWE Tuesday afternoon news that I have. Now we're going to move on to your AEW Tuesday afternoon news. Now, we are going to start with the news on Tony Khan. So apparently, Tony Khan was accused of letting the Elite run away. Why? You guys are about to find out right now. So, the Young Bucks are truly incomparable when it comes to the business side of the industry. They made the most out of many incidents over the years, especially anything related to WWE. It has been almost 2 months since the infamous backstage brawl following AEW All Out. CM Punk, the Elite, and others have been suspected since the incident, and there is no telling when they will be back. I felt something on my head. I was thinking it was a bug or something. While speaking on the Jim Cornette experience, Jim Cornette blasted Kenny Omega and the Elite for their involvement in the brawl. I mean, do you blame them? They were acting like 12, 14-year-olds fighting during that media scrum brawl. He also accused Tony Khan of letting the Elite run AEW. He says here, and I quote, "If you're a serious talent that will outdraw and outperform the EVPs and their friends, or if you're not in their clique and you're not in their social circle and they don't like you, well then you're fucked, because the boss is not in charge. So it doesn't matter whether the boss signs you to a contract or not. Then you're putting your career in the hands of Matt and Nick Jackson." Then he continues to say, "A feckless, infectious leader, Khan, that leads his talent run rampant over him, and a bunch of jealous, indie-minded, as you said, passive-aggressive little fucking twats, the Elite, that basically run anybody off that either is not in their friends circle or that can get over them, which is almost everybody in a serious wrestling business, end quote. The AEW locker room is also standing behind the Young Bucks after all the drama. With CM Punk likely out of action around 8 months, we'll have to see how the company will fare without him. What's y'all's take on the Young Bucks at AEW right now? Sound off in the live chats. On to the next news. Tony Khan was blasted after reports of him possibly buying out CM Punk's AEW contract. And why would he get blasted for that? Well, maybe because fans, the geeks online, claim that Tony Khan was to blame, when clearly CM Punk and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega were to blame for the AEW media scrum brawl backstage. I can see why geeks online are blaming Tony Khan. Maybe it's because Tony Khan he did. So that's what I'm saying. Why is he getting blasted for buying out CM Punk's contract? If he actually was the one that suspended CM Punk, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks. You see what I'm saying? It's not making sense, isn't it? It says here that AEW president Tony Khan has a lot of love for professional wrestling, and no one can doubt that. However, things have not been going well for him regarding his reputation. Rightfully so. I mean, it's his fault. I mean, he got suspended, and he needs to pay for it. He needs to suffer the consequences, just like Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, just like Colt Cabana. And Adam Page should have been suspended too because he was involved. The AEW All-Out Media Scrum ended in chaos after CM Punk went on a scathing rant on Colt Cabana, Adam Heyman Page, and Young Bucks, verbally burying them in the process. They then got interviewed in a Raw backstage and were subsequently suspended. In fact, AEW is in talks of buying out CM Punk's contract. While speaking on his Jim Cornette Experience podcast, Cornette blasted Tony Khan for not being a good leader. It says here, and I quote, "The one good thing that has happened to the company over the last year, they get a major star. He produces ratings. He produces gates. He produces good television. He produces good matches. Tony Khan cannot keep his offing nursery school from offing this god darn deal and pissing off his star." Then he goes on to say in a final paragraph that, and now instead of telling the elite, hey, why don't you all go back and play with your offing school girlfriends in Japan because I need real talent, because I'm in a promotional war. My ship is taking on water. Now he's going to talk about CM Punk, about a buyout. Does that mean he's going to bring the other three back? Or will he buy CM Punk out and just fire the other three for putting him in this position to spend probably a few $1 million at maximum to never have his biggest star on his television again? So this sounds to me like Tony Khan wants CM Punk more than he wants Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. So it sounds to me like CM Punk is the only one he's buying out and bringing back. They should all be fired and let go, man. I don't think he should be bringing any of them back, to be honest. I think without them, AEW would be in good hands. Just throwing it out there with all the young talent they got, such as Jungle Boy, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, Daniel Bryan. You know, you got your Daniel Garcias, you got your Powerhouse Hobbs, you know, you got your freaking Wardlows, your Samoan Joes, your Brian Cages, your freaking your Chris Jerichos, your Sky Blues, your Athenas, your freaking Britt Bakers, your Paige, your Jamie Hayters, you got your Penelope Thorns, Chris Statlander, you got all this young talent, man. They don't need CM Punk, Kenny Omega, or the Young Bucks. They don't. Hell, I'm starting to feel like they don't even need Adam Cole. I feel like WWE needs Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Conrad. I feel like WWE needs the Undisputed Era at this point. I would not be, like I said earlier, I would not be surprised if Triple H brings the Undisputed Era back. to WWE. I really wouldn't be. But we'll have to wait and see whether CM Punk will end up leaving AEW or not. For the time being, that does not seem likely at all. Says Ringside News, not me. All right, so apparently, we're going to move on to this next news. So apparently, CM Punk was defended in a huge way after the All Out Brawl. So, Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend Jim Cornette, defended CM Punk and said that Punk had more than enough reasons to be angry. So he said here, and I quote, he had to know that Punk's arm was in some way damaged. And you think he is sitting there at effing midnight or whatever it was in Chicago going, all right, I have to put up with these effing whatever. I have tried to talk to them, and I have tried to talk to Tony Khan about it. I've done this business for these people. I've brought these eyeballs on this company for those people. I have put up with these children, and now I am fucking probably hurt. And I am tired, and I am old, and I work with children. And you know what? I might not get the chance to say some of these things in public again that need to be said. So here we go. Give me some muffins. End quote. AEW is largely anti-Punk right now. So we'll have to see what will become Punk later. We'll have to see what will become of Punk and whether he will return to the company or not. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why people be calling the house when I'm live, giving you your WWE and AEW news. People are just rude, man. They don't care about nobody's YouTube channel. They don't care about human life. They don't care about anybody but themselves. Not to mention, it was a number I never even recognized. Now, moving on to the next news on Wardlow. So apparently, he believes AEW's backstage chaos has led to a tighter locker room. It says here that Wardlow is definitely one of the more popular homegrown stars in AEW today. With him being the current TNT champion and on Dynamite regularly, it is likely he will be a world champion one day. Mr. Mayhem has been on a roll for the past several months and even became the TNT champion after defeating Scorpio Sky. Since then, he has been unstoppable as the champion. AEW has been under a lot of trouble in the past couple of months due to the numerous backstage issues prevalent in the company. While speaking with the ESPR podcast, Wardlow revealed that AEW's locker room has only grown closer together due to all the drama. This is what Wardlow said. He says, and I quote, everybody backstage has done such a great job of communicating, and we've been, honestly, through all of the, you said, chaos. Fortunately, on the inside, it has made us so much tighter. I feel like since all of that stuff happened, these past couple of months have really changed the locker room. We have some really positive leadership. Guys like Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson. They are true leaders, and they are very passionate. They've done such a great job of getting the locker room together and on the same page and getting our company on the right track. End quote. We will have to wait and see whether AEW will continue to improve their product while still reeling from all the backlash due to their backstage quote-unquote issues. So what's y'all's take on this story? Let me know. The last news we have for today is the investigation into the All Out Brawl possibly ending soon. So an investigation into the matter was conducted, and even now it is still going on. Bunch of bullshit, man. It needs to end. I'm tired of hearing about this. I'm tired of seeing this in the fucking news. End this fucking shit. According to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, the investigation will be conducting soon. It should have already been conducted. What the fuck are these people talking about? Oh, it's probably the fucking dirt sheets reporting this shit. Oh, I forgot. Isn't that what some of these AEW and WWE and AEW talents were saying? The dirt sheets? Yeah, break. It says here, and I quote, "This thing feels like it's wrapping up. It feels like the Young Bucks and Omega are coming back somewhat soon." End quote. Yeah, break. You really think AEW needs Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks after this Scrum Brawl? I'd say no. EC3 also feels that AEW has a severe lack of leadership following the brawl at AEW All Out. Then again, everyone has their own option. Everyone has their own opinion about the situation. We will have to wait and see how AEW will weather the storm in the coming months. E3, I know he can't be talking. He got his own situation to deal with, so I don't know why EC3's name was even mentioned. What is y'all's take on this big story? Let me know. Guys, that is going to do it for your AEW Tuesday afternoon news. If you enjoyed me giving you guys your WWE and AEW Tuesday afternoon news, hit the thumbs up. Let's get some likes on the stream minimum, please. Let's get at least 5 or 6 likes. Please, I would like some likes on this stream. I would really appreciate it. My AEW Dark Watch Along will be live tomorrow afternoon. And tomorrow night, my AEW Dynamite Watch Along will be live, which has already been scheduled. It was scheduled since yesterday. So, if you guys want to sit in the chat and wait for me to go live my AEW Dynamite Watch Along tomorrow night, you can. As long as you subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the like button on the stream. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining me for your WWE and AEW Tuesday afternoon news. I'm getting the heck out of here because I'm getting ready to get ready for work here. So if you guys have any questions about all the WWE and AEW news that I just gave you, man, let me know in the comments below. Because the stream's about to end. I'm getting the hell out of here. I have to go to work. I want to be at work early today. And I hope my mother comes back home early to where she can take me to work. Now, like I said, again, tomorrow afternoon, my AEW Dark Watch Along will be live. We'll be live for Dark. And my AEW Dynamite Watch Along will be live tonight. And then immediately after my Dynamite Watch Along, we'll be live for the Dynamite review. Which I can't wait because I'm gonna have your WWE and AEW Wednesday night news to go over after the Dynamite review. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have a good rest of your Wednesday afternoon. And I will see you guys tomorrow in the live chat for AEW Dark, for Dynamite, and most importantly, for the Dynamite review. Peace. Stay safe always.